Hello and welcome to the Winging It Travel Podcast YouTube channel. Join me on my journey as I travel across the world, seeking out adventures, meeting new people and trying out new things. Hello and welcome to this week's episode. We are in Venice in Italy. Fresh from our nice little break in the Alps in Tirano, we made our way via Verona. More to come on that in the following episode. But we had 3 fantastic nights and days in Venice. The train ride from Verona is pretty special as we cross lakes and then finally onto the water heading into Venice. The feeling of excitement ran through me as we approached the Venice train station because you're already over the water and you can see buildings and the gondolas just in the distance. It really is an awesome sight as you come into the main city. This is the off season during the week, so I'm not expecting too many crowds. This time of year is normally stress free, less crowds, and much easier to see all the sights that you want to see in Venice. So let's get stuck in to the episode. First up is the hotel. My med. We're in Venice and we have this little balcony, only for us apparently. So I'm excited to see what this has. Oh, open that. We booked our accommodation in a local hotel called Alloggi Santa Sofia for 3 nights at a cost of roughly €208. I think initially we booked 2 nights, but then a 3rd night we added on as we arrived. Oh, look at this. It's alright, couple of chairs. We arrived from Stazione di Venezia, which is about a 20-minute walk to the hotel from the train station. And it's staying this side of the water, so no need to cross any bridges into the main part of Venice. We arrived in the late afternoon, early evening, so we checked into the hotel, refreshened up, and then got back out there to see some sights. Now we hung around the Cannaregio area because we were told that this area is frequented by locals and it's where people live. So not only have you got houses with clothes outside of them, you've got nice little walks along the river and the waterways, trendy little cafes, bars and local restaurants. As you can see, the sunset was pretty sensational and the colours were just utterly amazing. Look at these photos and videos. What an absolute dream. I do have an audio version of this podcast where I interview guests every 2 weeks. And in Venice, I found a local who was willing to come on the podcast. Her name is Monica Geselato, and she recommended a restaurant to go and check out and also record the interview in. It's called Cantina Asend Agricole. It's on the street of Rio Terra Verzetti, and they serve Robusto wine. It's a restaurant and a winery, and she booked out the back room for the interview, and I immediately offended her by asking for a coffee at 7 p.m. She just about accepted, but insisted that I had wine afterwards. It's a fantastic interview if you want to hear from a local person in Venice about things to see and do, and things not to do when visiting Venice. If you check out episode 105, you can hear the full-length interview for an hour or so with Monica, and it really is a great laugh. I enjoyed myself, had some great wine, some great food, and I would highly recommend listening to the episode. The next morning, we're up and about walking around Venice, checking out some sights, and first on our list is Rialto Bridge. You walk up the bridge, turn left and right, great views, quite busy, so you have to nestle your way into a little space to get your photos and your videos. And then we made our way to St. Mark's Square and Basilica, the white buildings and 360-degree views. Awesome place, the history is amazing. And then we walked around the corner to Doge's Palace, the same sort of vibe. And I must admit, we are loving Venice at this point. Right now, it is off season. So the crowds are not that heavy. Things aren't too busy, and there's not too much of a stress to walk around town and check out the sites that you want to see. One of the oldest coffee houses in the world exists in Venice, called Floran Cafe, and I actually recorded an episode for it, so here it is. And I'm gasping for a coffee. Now this place is going to be trendy but well known, but is one of the oldest coffee houses in Italy, and definitely one of the oldest in Venice. So I can't wait to go and check it out. It's a recommendation too, so let's go on a journey. So we arrived at Cafe Floran, 1700s old cafe. Some real historic people over the years, and there is a queue to go in. Of course there is. But let's go in, let's check it out, let's get a trendy coffee. So we're here at the iconic Cafe Floran in Venice, and I'm about to have the most expensive coffee of all time, €11.50. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, it's quite strong. Harbour on the dark side. Very good, and you get the plethora of stuff here. You get hot water with it, cold water, milk, sugars, whatever you need. This has been frequented by some various historical people in the past. Hemingway, Lord Byron, Casanova back in the day. As this is one of the cafes that only allowed women back in the day, so no doubt he was influenced to come here. I don't normally do touristy stuff in travelling in general, especially when it comes to coffee, because I just think there's trendier places to go. But I did enjoy my time in Cafe Floran because you have to come here in Venice just because of the history, the context, and of course, being the second oldest coffee shop in the world, you're going to have to check it out. After Floran Cafe, we felt the need to just walk around, enjoy, embrace the atmosphere, and we loved walking over the little bridges, taking photos, and seeing the colours in Venice. Another popular sight that we did see on our way when we walked around was called the Bridge of Sighs. Must admit, I didn't sigh, and I quite enjoyed looking at it, and yeah, it's worth checking out. Then in the evening, we walked back to our area, went to Canals, and actually went for dinner at Cantina Asend Agricole, where I interviewed Monica the day before, because when I interviewed Monica, we had some tapas-style food with wine, but we went back for some great pasta and a real local dish. On our last day in Venice, we're up and about early because I want to go back to Canals area to check out another cafe. And we're on the street of Fondamenta de Ormesini. Let's go on a little journey. This cafe only opens from 8 to about 1 p.m. The cafe in question is called Torreflazione Canaleggio Cafe Artigianale. Not bad Italian, that, to be fair. And these guys are the oldest roastery in town. Let's check it out.
We're here in Venice at a cafe called Torre Gazione Canaleggio. This is the oldest coffee roaster in town. They open from 8 till 1 every day, and that's it. No afternoon coffee here. Here's my Americano. I feel like I should have gone for something else, but we'll go Americano. Let's give it a taste and see how it goes. Oh, yeah, that is super light. Yeah, it's got quite a bit of water in that, and it's very light tasting, very easy to drink. I'm thinking I might go for a rogue part of the menu and get an espresso type coffee. So I'm back again. I've ordered an El Forte espresso. There's a caveat here, little asterisk in the corner. I have put a bit of sugar in it, a bit of a wimp without my water in my Americano. But here it is, look at the cup. I have no idea whether this is medium, light or dark. Just went for one on the menu because there's like 100 options. This costs €1.70. Cheers, let's give it a taste. Wow. That is super tasty.
Of course, afterwards we went to do one of the most famous things you can do in Venice, and that is the Gondola Ride. Some facts for you: it is €80 per 25 to 30 minutes during the day, and it's €120 for the same at night. It's a bit cliche, and it's something that everyone does when they go to Venice, but I guarantee you it is worth it. I love being on the water. You get in and amongst it on the waterways, and you can really appreciate how busy this place is, not just with tourists, but also with locals working day to day, moving goods about the waters. You also see Marco Polo's house, that's also a highlight, and the half an hour just absolutely flew by. No regrets, you must do it, pay the price, and enjoy yourself in the Grand Canals of Venice. We had one more area to check out on our list, and it's the university area. It's called the Università Ca' Foscari, and in this area is obviously university, but it's much quieter than the usual areas that people visit. And we walked around and went to a few things. First off, we went to somewhere for lunch called Ferrari's, and it's Mediterranean food, and we absolutely loved it. Check this out. On the way to the Grand Canal, we visited the Libreria Acqua Alta. It's one of the famous libraries in Venice. It has a boat in the shop. Then we walked around to visit the big Grand Canal. There wasn't many tourists here, plenty of space to get your photos and videos, and the day was just sensational. Mild weather, clear skies, and the blue water really complements that sky. The colours are just unbelievable. I could not get enough of it, and I must say, even though this is for the last afternoon, we thoroughly enjoyed ourselves in Venice, and we would 100% go back. I would highly recommend going in off-season, and if possible, during the week. You won't get the ridiculous crowds that Venice gets. It'll be pretty chilled, and you can see all the famous sites pretty easily. I recommend the hotel that we stayed in, Alloggi Santa Sofia. It's a local hotel run by locals. You can check them out on booking.com. Walking around the streets is the best way to see the sights and sounds of Venice. Go and walk into areas that are not obvious. Take one bridge, walk down an area, get to a dead end, turn around. Don't use Google Maps, just walk around, wander, and admire the history of the whole place. A personal highlight is the coffee shops and the history surrounding them. I absolutely loved getting great coffee with some great atmospheres. Unreal colours, positive vibes, amazing sights. The locals were really friendly. Learn some Italian, speak some Italian, get into the hearts of the Venetians. And if you want to know more about Venice from a local, check out my episode 105 on Apple Podcasts or Spotify with Monica Geserato. Enjoy, and I'll see you next time.
Cheers.
Please follow and subscribe on my YouTube channel today, and please rate and review the podcast on any podcast platform that you use. Thank you.